Hi everybody, welcome to Deb's Way, and I am Deb. What I'm going to talk to you today about is a new camera. I received a wonderful new camera for my Christmas present this year from my husband. I was thrilled. I helped pick it out. Very nice camera. It was a Nikon D5600. And it had a lot of features to it, a lot of bells and whistles, you know. But when I got to working it, which I didn't get to use it at all until after Christmas, and I filmed several of my videos with it, and what I found is that I loved it. It was a beautiful camera, but I had trouble getting it into a real clear focus. A real crisp focus, okay? And I didn't like that part of it. I worked at that camera for several weeks, videoing more than what you saw, and some of it was terribly, terribly out of focus. So I just came to the conclusion that it just wasn't the right camera for me. I couldn't handle it. A lot of that had to come down to my vision itself, which is not bad. I mean, I have good vision. You know, I don't have bad eyes, but my vision was just not, well, okay, what it is that I can't see close up that well, okay? Coming right out and saying it. I have to wear reading glasses. And when I worked at Nikon camera, I had trouble seeing using my reading glasses to do any focusing. So it was like, I just decided that there had to be another camera out there that was better for me to use. So I thought about it, and finally after that video I did and posted about the new car, and it wasn't as crispy clear as I was hoping it would be on the film, I just decided that I needed to take the Nikon camera back to the store and return it. And look for another camera that was totally autofocus, auto everything, and easier for me to use. And I thought about that for a couple of days before telling my husband, because I didn't want to disappoint him. I loved that Nikon. It was beautiful. Like I said, it was a wonderful camera, but I couldn't use it all, you know, all the time. I couldn't use all the features. There was a lot to it. I mean, hey, it makes somebody a great camera. But anyway, so within a day or so, we did return it to the store. No problem. I explained what the issue was. It wasn't the camera. It was me. It was the user. And they refunded my money totally. No problem. No questions asked even. And so from there I went on the hunt. And I went to Best Buy in our area and talked to some of the gurus there about the cameras that they have and what they would recommend. You know, I told them to explain all the cameras to me, ones I was interested in. I went in there with the idea that I was going to be buying a GoPro. I really did. And they told me about it. Two guys actually told me about the features of the GoPro. It's another great camera, but I love the size. It was very small. But just about everything that went with that camera was a separate attachment that you had to buy separately. And it didn't take still photos really. There was a way that you could kind of rig it so that you could get a photo, but it didn't necessarily take still photos. They explained that the basic use for that camera was to take action photography, like sports. And I understood that. It's a great camera for that. So I had them tell me about some other cameras that they had there, and I saw Sony, which I didn't know that Sony made cameras. TVs, okay, but I didn't know about cameras. And the camera was a little bit too much, okay, meaning too many features, too many bells and whistles for me. I saw my Nikon there, the D5600, and yeah, the guy picked that up and he was talking to me about it, and I said, that's exactly the same camera that I took back to the store. And I said, yes, wonderful, wonderful camera, but way too much for me to handle. And then he showed me a Canon EOS, and it was a basic camera, totally autofocus. I'm familiar with Canon. That's the very first 35 millimeter camera I started with years and years ago when I began my photography hobby. And it is just a photography hobby, nothing spectacular, but I took really nice photos with that Canon that I used to have many years ago. That was a totally manual camera. Of course, my eyesight was a bit better then too, because this was, my gosh, 30 some years ago I'm talking about. But I liked this little Canon that the guy showed me, and that's what I ended up getting. So I now am using a Canon EOS M50, and it has a little side screen off to the side there that I like, and it has autofocus, which I love. And I mean, it has all the basic necessities. I'm happy with it. And it's a nice camera. So I've kind of gone full circle because I started with a Canon, a manual Canon, many years ago, and now I'm back to a Canon model, and I'm pleased with it. So all in all, this is still my Christmas present. I have a brand new camera, and I am very, very pleased with it. So William did good. William did good this year. I got a new camera for Christmas. It just took a little tweaking to get the right one. And this is it. So anyway, I'm just telling you a little bit about what happened with the camera in case you notice any differences. Hopefully you'll notice that it's much more in focus than other videos, but anyway, that's about it from now. It's a nice sunny day out there, a little chilly, but not too bad. You all have a great day out there. We'll be talking to you again real soon, but bye for now.